Hey socialites, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Ariell. I create mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and lifestyle vlogs. So be sure to hit the subscribe button so you too can become a socialite. So today I'm going to be reviewing a new concealer. This is the Gucci concealer, the Gucci Concentrate Beaute. So I did pick up the shade 46N. So if you want to see how I got this look and my thoughts on this $47 concealer, then keep on watching. Okay, socialites, so I'm going to start off by prepping the skin with the Vitamin Enriched Face Base from Bobbi Brown. This is like a moisturizer and primer in one. I just finished my morning skin routine and I just basically have my serum on. So this is going to moisturize and prime in one step. So after the Vitamin Enriched Base sits for about 2 minutes and sort of soaks into the skin, going in with foundation, I'm going to use the newest foundation, well, skin tint from Fenty, which is the Ease Drop Skin Tint, the stick form. I wear the color 18. I want to use this foundation because it has very much a natural finish, and the concealer is supposed to have a natural finish as well, so we want to sort of keep that same energy. To blend the foundation, I'm going to use my Real Techniques 200 brush. Now for the star of the show, the Gucci concealer. This is what it looks like, just a typical Gucci beauty packaging with that sort of pinky taupe neutral shade and black. You open it up and it does have the sort of signature print that Gucci uses sometimes with the flowers on it. Really pretty, sort of ornate looking with the gold band around it, and it says Gucci in gold going across the front. The color that I picked up is 46N. I didn't want to go too super bright, but I wanted it bright enough that it gives me a definite highlight. As many of you may know, this is quite an expensive concealer. It retails for $47 at Sephora, which is where I picked it up at. If you're wondering if the price has something to do with maybe the packaging, is it glass, is it what justifies the price? Because $47 is typically what a foundation costs at Sephora, but it's just the typical sort of plastic packaging. It's nothing really super luxe about the packaging, although it's cute. Okay, this is really close to my skin tone. I thought it was going to be a little bit lighter than this, so it's going on a little sheer. I can still see my skin through it. The claims of this concealer is for it to be full coverage. It's medium to full, so maybe it's buildable. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna start blending this eye. With most concealers, you guys, you typically want to wait about a minute or so to blend. That way you get like the maximum coverage and it really sort of sticks to your foundation without coming up. But I find that in the best of the best concealers, you don't have to do that. So that's why I want to at least blend one side immediately. Okay, so that definitely gave medium. I can still clearly see my skin through this. So this sort of reminds you of the coverage that you'll get from the new Haus Labs concealer. If any of you use the Dior Forever Skin Correct, which is my #1 favorite concealer, that one has much more coverage than this. So blending on initial application, it's going to give you maximum coverage. This you'll probably have to either wait about a minute, because I'm noticing now that I blended this one, it gives you more coverage. So this is one of those concealers that you definitely want to wait about a minute or two to blend, and that will help kind of thicken the product and give you a little bit more coverage, because this side is more sheer than the side that was sitting a little longer. Although I'm not mad at either side, doesn't look bad at all. So on this side, let's see how buildable we can get it. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more on this side, that way I can get as much coverage as I got over here. Claims of this concealer is to blur. It's supposed to have smoothing and soothing effects in it. I think it does blur a bit. Can't really speak to the soothing part because I just really don't feel anything. I don't know if the soothing is supposed to give a tingle or what, because I'm not really familiar with soothing in a concealer, but I don't necessarily feel anything different under my eyes. This is supposed to be a very hydrating concealer as well. So after we add the powder, we'll take another look. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. putty brush. This is the putty primer brush, just to blend. Okay, before we set, we're just gonna blend one last time just to make sure the product didn't settle under the eyes, and it's very very minimal. Very minimal. It's almost nothing in the fine lines, like barely anything at all, so that's a good thing. I probably should have went one shade lighter. It was a little difficult to find the shade. I find that it oxidizes. So on the skin, when I tested it in the store yesterday, it looked a little bit brighter than this. So just know that this oxidizes a tad bit. So the shade that you think you want for the brightness, if you choose to go with this concealer, go one shade lighter than you think you need. Going in with my one size powder. This one's in the color Ultra Pink. I'm gonna go in and fill in my brows with my Sephora brow pencil. This one is in the color Soft Charcoal. For eyeshadow today, I'm going in with this pumpkin spice eyeshadow palette. It's from a company called Beauty Concepts, and these are the shades. I'm probably going to use a combination of a few different shades. For the outer corners, I'm going in with the Coffee Shop palette from Juvia's Place because that palette didn't really have any like deep colors. So I'm going to probably use a combination of these two browns in the outer corners. The Rare Beauty liner. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and come back and let you guys know my final thoughts. Okay, socialites, so this is the final look. Overall, I think that this concealer is okay. I'm not gonna say that it's dry under eye, but I would like for it to be just a little bit more hydrating. I'm noticing that my under eye is not as supple and creamy looking in the appearance as it typically is with like my go-to or my top 2 to 3 favorite concealers. And it does oxidize quite a bit, which is something you should keep in mind. Comment down below, let me know if you've tried this concealer yet and what are your thoughts. Every product that I use today will be linked down below in the description box, so be sure to check that out. If you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to come back, join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love, 'cause too fresh with the scars. Well, I don't have the